About one third of U.S. households had developed and practiced fire escape plans. However, more recent data from a different 2020 source indicated that 71% of American families had an escape plan, but only 47% of those had practiced it. Only 47%. That's kind of grim. Other surveys from around 2011, 2012 showed lower rates, of course, depending on how they gather these numbers, with one finding only 62% of families had created a plan, and another finding that less than half of parents had ever practiced a fire drill. Now, you might say, okay, Lisa, what's up with the fire stuff? And this month is October, so I want to really drill this home so that you may, kind of sit down and think about this. Now, this is about families. We're talking about families that are together, that are concerned about their children. They're concerned about a pregnant wife or a spouse who might have a disability. So they really they sit down and talk about the fire plan and the escape routes, all that kind of stuff. So they're doing some planning. However, people ask, well, how to create a fire escape plan in the first place? What details do I need to add in that plan? So here I have some information from the U.S. Fire Administration. You can't get any higher than that. So here are some recommendations from them about what to put in this plan. So first of all, draw a map of either your bedroom, your apartment, your house. So, with all doors and windows shown. So you want to show where the windows are and the doors. Because if you can't get out one way, you got to go another. Find 2 ways out, as I've been saying, 2 ways out of every room. Choose a meeting place. If you live with others, then yes. Choose a meeting place under the tree or in the parking lot or in the, in the driveway, across the street by the fire hydrant, whatever you decide, but to make sure that everybody is accounted for. Now, if you're living by yourself, plan to get away from the fire as much as you can. So once you are out in your wheelchair, go across the street or down the street, depending on how dangerous and big this fire is. So, first of all, draw a map. Find 2 ways out. Choose a meeting place. Discuss the plan with yourself. Or you can discuss the plan with your neighbor, with someone at the fire department. You can discuss it with family that might live close by. You can discuss it with, whoever you feel comfortable sharing it with. So, discuss the plan. If you're with your family, then discuss it with everyone in the household. Don't leave anybody out, even the dog and the cat. So discuss the plan with someone. And it doesn't matter if you're living by yourself. Find somebody to talk to. Practice your drill, because that's what's happening. They make a wonderful plan, but then they don't practice it. Hello. And the reason for practicing it is to see if it works. To practice it means if there's any holes in the plan, then you'll know while you're practicing it. To practice it, it's not only remembering up here, but as I said, the body remembers. So if you practice your drill, then your body's going to remember, the plan. all your body cells will remember, oh, okay, we practiced it this way and we went this way. So, practice your drill. Really important. So the plan is incomplete if you don't practice it. The suggestion from the U.S. Fire Administration is to practice it at least twice a year. Twice a year. For many reasons. One, to make sure that, that's still what you want to do, or you thought of something better, or you moved to another apartment, you moved to another house, you just moved. So at least twice a year, if you're in another place, in another apartment, then you got to redo the plan. And it won't be hard the second time because you already made a plan. So, and you have that practice, draw a map, all those kind of details, the 5 details. So that's why this is so important. Practice your plan. And that's what people are forgetting. Remember, only 47% of those had practiced it. And, people say, okay, we talked about it, we drew it, and that's it. No. You got to practice it. Really, really important. Because it might not work, especially if you're on second floor. Really important to practice it. You might need a ladder, out a window. Now, that might work for some, but not for other wheelchair users. So, really important to practice going downstairs if you're able to, So, you even might financially see if it's possible to install a chair that'll bring you downstairs. But other people, what they do is that they change their bedroom from upstairs to downstairs. They create a space. They use the dining room as their bedroom and put a curtain across or something. And then they're on first floor. They're more comfortable. You can do that. If you're in an apartment and you don't like where your bedroom is, you feel enclosed, then change it. Take half of the living room and use it as your bedroom. Anything like that. I saw on Wheels to Walking, I saw how he really rearranged his apartment really nice and put his bedroom completely in somewhere else. And then he used his bedroom as like a dining room. So it was awesome. It was great. It was a great idea. So you can do those things. Feel free to do that so that you feel not as enclosed, and that if an emergency happens, that you can get out freely. So this is your homework. Practice creating a fire escape plan, and then really practice your drill. Those 2 things. So share with me down below at the end of this video what you did, if you feel comfortable with it, or if you had an old plan and you redid it, or, any of those kind of things. So it is awesome to be able to practice this and have a plan and be a little bit more at peace if danger happens with a fire.